This is the fun and hassle-free future we were aiming for in the atomic age. A future of unlimited clean energy, cartoon steaks, shiny mechanical servants to do all the cooking and cleaning for us. And rather than view it entirely with nostalgia, like some naive fantasy that we've outgrown thanks to people like Hans, I think it still has the power to inspire us to find a real sustainable future that's still filled with wonder and also doing a lot less work around the house. It's been about 100 years, and the dishwasher is still basically the same concept. It's just a box with a thing that spins and sprays hot water all over my kitchen stuff. For contrast, let's look at the nickel jukebox, introduced around the same era, now replaced with the iPod Shuffle, which is the size of a nickel and plays the same amount of music using much less energy. How come there have been so many amazing innovations in the rest of our world, but so few in home appliances? I realize there are many legitimate businessy type answers to that question, and I'm not simply suggesting that we shrink the average size of plates and silverware by 70% in order to reduce water consumption, save a lot of energy, encourage smaller portions addressing the obesity epidemic at the same time. But then again, maybe I am. It doesn't hurt to mention it, smaller plates might help. And the oven. If the most action your oven sees between Thanksgiving and next Thanksgiving is the occasional frozen pizza or cookie sheet with French fries on it, what about a heat-resistant, flexible interior that could be manually adjusted to fit the size of the food that you're cooking? We could be heating up much less space and faster. The microwave. Because of the way the microwave is designed, most of the time it's just a really expensive digital clock and not a cooking device. Aren't we already spending enough money on our phones to tell us what time it is? I say the smartest microwave is the dumbest microwave. Maybe I do. Let's go back to the dial. Either it's on or it's off. Let it sit and wait for me to use it like the glorified toaster oven that it really is. And I'm not saying that because of the $2 a year it might save me or you. I'm talking about the aggregated millions of megawatts that could be saved from here on out into the future once we decide that microwaves can be different. R. Buckminster Fuller, he was my kind of futurist. He saw us having solved all of Earth's energy problems in the future through incredibly imaginative and creative solutions, ready to kick back and relax in our geodesic dome homes. He said, I always try to solve problems by some artifact, some tool or invention that makes what people are doing obsolete. He was a very creative and quotable man, referring to himself as a comprehensive, anticipatory design scientist. He didn't even care if that sounded like some resume BS on his LinkedIn profile. He meant every word of it. Another professional creative problem solver, Ruth Benarito. She was a very distinguished chemist, National Inventors Hall of Fame, that's pretty good. Working in a lab with the US Department of Agriculture, she helped develop the process to make wrinkle-free cotton, ensuring that I didn't have to iron my shirt today or any day, really. So thank you, Ruth, for permanently reducing the carbon footprint of business casual. So what can we do? What can you or I, non-distinguished, non-chemists, do to make a permanent and significant dent in the world's future energy consumption? We can use our imagination. I say we need to think more creatively about our relationship with home appliances. Opening up this discussion at home, my wife suggested, we could do away the clothes dryer by inventing waterproof clothing. It never gets wet, only clean. Even better, she would like somebody to invent a 3D printer that prints 3D clothing out of natural materials that never need to be washed, and they're only composted back into making more materials to print more clothing. It's pretty good. If any of you have a Kickstarter going for such a miracle machine, she is very ready to back you. I say stay tuned for pygmy woolly mammoths. That's my kind of idea. Right now, genetic scientists are working in the lab to bring back the mammoth, for reals. And once that becomes a little less WTF in our world, it's only a matter of time before people start watching reruns of the Flintstones and put 2 to 2 together. So that's the future. What about the now? Thanks for the laser toast idea, Mike. But what can we do to get from here to there? Well, as Buckminster would say, Invention is not just about designing new things, but it's about reinventing the way we use things or choose not to use things. It's about being creative about what we buy or don't buy. Inventing new ways of thinking can lead to new ways of doing. You guys like my solar-powered fabric dehydration class? I've been thinking about recycled calories. Why do I load up my dishwasher, start my washer and dryer, get in my car, burn a bunch of gasoline to drive all the way to a big, brightly lit, empty gym, only to put on my headphones and ride a bike to nowhere? I'm not even playing a sport. I'm not even having a good time. I'm simply just spending my money to burn my food energy that I've also paid for, that's just wasted in the form of heat and steam that only serves to make that place smell weirder. Which is why when I think about it, it makes me crazy, and so I've declared going to the gym to be unsustainable. No, everybody likes that one. All right, now I'm never going back again. Imagine the cumulative global energy savings that we could all do if everybody just thought about giving their dishwasher a rest as a workout opportunity. Let's talk about purchasing for a moment. Oh, excuse me, lost my place. Let's talk about purchasing for a moment. Why is it that I can fit my entire life in my cell phone, but I can't fit my entire kitchen inside my kitchen? Some people have said the kitchen itself is a technology, a collection of mechanisms and methods used to apply to domestic home problem solving. And maybe we should be thinking of our kitchen as a technology, adding, subtracting, upgrading, and things just like we do with our phones, our cars, and our computer. I mean, you wouldn't keep a fondue pot in your car for 10 years and not use it. I think pragmatic kitchen design should become the status symbol of the next century. If you're wealthy enough to have an 8-burner Vulcan stove and pilot lights idly burning when you're hardly in the kitchen or hardly ever home, maybe you're wealthy enough to have no oven. Trump, I'm looking at you. I know you don't cook, and I just suggest you gut your entire kitchen and fill it with framed photos of you eating out at fancy restaurants. Save us all the trouble. Whatever it is, the future is not single-serving. Truly imaginative solutions will reduce the carbon footprint of every home on Earth, not just pretended innovations with more single-serving gadgets, filling up our single-serving kitchen, planning for a single-serving future that's only going to get canceled due to extreme weather conditions. The only thing that's truly single-serving is the planet Earth itself. Dramatic pause. You're like, I hope to inspire the growing DIY crowd, makers, life hackers, and solo startup entrepreneurs to get excited about revamping home energy conservation. If you're a creative individual with some free bandwidth and you look around your house, find something you hate doing and see if you can invent a creative way to make it obsolete forever. If you do, you could change the world, or at least tweet me about it because I'm sure interested. I'm really excited about this new way of thinking and all the possibilities, and I no longer want to be considered a homeowner. I'm going to be the chief engineer of my domestic space station. That's something I can get excited about, working to save humanity and explore the future from home. If you're interested too, you can do it. Use your creative imagination. If science fiction isn't your cup of replicated Earl Grey tea, maybe you could be the Dumbledore of your household chores. The Dr. Seuss of spruce, the Einstein of wash time, or of course, the Google guys of your cleaning supplies. And for the hardcore TEDx crowd, I also came up with the Brian Eno of Cleano and the Stuart Brand of pots and pans. Some of you will enjoy that. What matters most is becoming ruthlessly creative about finding large and small ways to eliminate wasted energy in our domestic life and sharing it, understanding that we could all benefit from our collective desire to do less work around the house in the immediate present and towards building a sustainable, long and prosperous future for us all. Thank you.